But it's that time of year again when students have begun applying to colleges. Oh, how I miss it. But their families are trying to figure out how to afford college. Gail Holtz, the Senior Associate Director of Student Financial Aid Services at Mount Holyoke College, and she joins us with more information. Thank you so much for joining us
Thanks,
today. The big word that everybody keeps hearing is FAFSA. What is FAFSA? What's it stand for?
Right. The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid and is the single most important form in applying for funds to go to college. So you need to start with that form to even get a single dollar of financial aid.
So what's the process like then? Let's say that I'm the parent of a high school junior who really wants to go to college, maybe really wants to go to a pretty expensive college. How do you know if you can apply for FAFSA or not?
Well, everybody should fill out the FAFSA. There's really no reason not to. It's a free form. So it's the best way to determine what your eligibility is, and you would file it in your senior year when you're entering school. So every year you need to refile the FAFSA. And so it's a good idea to get a start with that form and kind of see what happens and see that you can actually complete it without too much difficulty.
So again, it's something that you start your senior year of high school?
Yes.
Okay, so you maybe junior years for looking at schools and dreaming, and then senior year you start with the paperwork.
Right, and if you're a non-traditional student, you can fill it out as well. So maybe you're returning to college after being, in the workforce for a while. And you can also fill the FAFSA out as well at this time of year.
So it never hurts to ask?
Never, never, because colleges range in price from a few $1,000s to $50,000 or $55,000. So when you get into those upper figures, it's very, very possible that most families will, qualify for some sort of assistance.
Now, compare and contrast, if you will, FAFSA versus scholarships and other forms of financial aid.
Well, when you file the FAFSA, you would be considered for any federal funds, and those are grant funds, those could be loan funds, those could even be work funds. And most colleges will also use the FAFSA to determine eligibility for their own institutional funds, and those could also equal grants, free money, or loans, or work study as well.
So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't do it, because it doesn't preclude you from anything.
Nope, not unless maybe you're Bill Gates, and maybe, there's not much chance you're going to qualify for much financial aid.
Yeah, I haven't looked at his financials lately, but I think they can afford college over
That's
there,
right.
the Gates household.
That's right.
Now, let's talk about this FAFSA Day. It's a great community day that people can really get a lot of information about this amazing form.
It sure is. FAFSA Day, Massachusetts is in its 9th year, and it's, a time every January, at the end of January, before the Super Bowl, so we're not running up against any football games.
Good.
We don't want to conflict with that. But it's an opportunity for families to come and get individualized, personalized counseling in completing the financial aid form. So to take away the intimidation, it's an opportunity to meet with experts in financial aid from across the state. There are over 31 locations that are offered. So families come and they can fill out the form and they can leave. And it's one more thing to check off in the application process.
And right here in Western Mass, we have a few different ones. There's Holyoke Community College, American International, Turners Falls High School, so many different places that are offering it. And it's so important that we do that because I would assume people have so many questions.
They do. They oftentimes, what number do I put in this field? Many families have special circumstances. They're divorced. They own a business. They, child lives with a grandparent. All kinds of different situations. And the financial aid experts that will be at FAFSA Day are, of course, able to answer all their questions.
So I guess you can dream big, because even if a school's, sticker price is pretty high, you never know what'll happen.
Well, that's the key. We really encourage families not to focus so much on sticker price because there's so much money out there. There's just billions of dollars that's given out to students every single year in financial aid. And so, creating a financial plan is an important process. Planning is important, but college really can be affordable for students, and they can find the right fit for them.
There's so many times I end up saying this, but we're paying for it sometimes with some of our tax dollars, so you might as well see if you can get some of those back and use it to your advantage.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, every year there are students that do not file the FAFSA who would otherwise qualify for federal grants, and we don't want to see that happen. So we want to make sure that anybody who's thinking about going to college, whether they're an 18-year-old or a 38-year-old or a 58-year-old, get the help they need to fill out this important form and be on their way.
Well, Gail, thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm sure you got a lot of people out there some help. And for more information, you can always visit fafsaday.org.